You violate the territory, you get shot.
So you're talking citizens too.
Even if you are a U.S. citizen, I don't care.
That's absolutely insane. Like children too?
Children too. You go in there and you break in, I get to shoot you.
Yeah, I mean, that's just murder.
If you see them,
yeah,
you catch them red-handed, violating the border.
Yeah.
It's posted on the damn wall or border or obstacle or whatever, and they see them. They should be able to open fire. Yeah. They've been warned. They've been warned. They violated it. They should get shot.
That's very simple. I mean, that's absolutely insane. Like children too?
Children too.
Oh my God, bro. You're a maniac.
If you're going to violate it, you know you're going to be shot.
You realize like you're basing this off trespassing. We don't even like kill people for trespassing in America. Like that's not what we do for anyone. If you're charged with trespassing, you're not killed.
I mean, it doesn't really matter if it's illegal or not. You violate the territory, you get shot.
So you're talking citizens too.
Even if you are a U.S. citizen, I don't care.
I mean, that's just insane.
Like in the small scale, you trespass, it's posted. You've climbed over the wall or you've cut the wall open or whatever, like it's a chain link fence. You go in there and you break in, I get to shoot you.
Yeah, I mean, that's just murder. That's just cold blood murder.
That's why human rights don't exist.
No, they exist. That's you just violating them. I don't know.
No, that's just me disagreeing, and that's why nobody holds the same position.
No.
If you ask, the more different it is.
No, the right to life still exists. That person
What right to life? Like
you would be tried if somebody crossed the border and you shot them. You would be sent to prison.
How many legal immigrants do you think should be allowed into your country?
I mean, I don't know an exact limit, but I know that as long as it's benefiting the economy, typically we can absorb immigrants. And if it's not showing net losses for our economy, we should probably allow it.
I mean, that essentially, if you don't have a limit, like a known limit, that's essentially unlimited.
I guess my limit would be once negative effects were shown, right? Like once it was shown that we can't absorb any more immigration. I think at the point that we're at, if you could, I think that if you're coming over, you're going to work, you're going to contribute, that it should be almost seamless for you to come through, bar any criminal record.
I would. Okay. So if you're going to go to the part of where you can actually discern some type of substantial objective negative measure for immigration in a country, do you think it would be prudent to actually be able to competently enforce those restrictions?
Well, typically you get higher rates of undocumented immigration as legal means are restricted. Like for instance, Donald Trump during his first term limited or blocked 11.6 million legal immigrants. And then during Biden, there was around 12 million undocumented immigrants that came through the border. So like it almost matches up. And I mean, that's pretty much historically been 1-to-1 where when immigration crackdowns happen, more undocumented immigrants come. So the answer seems to be if there's easier ways for legal immigrants to come through, well, that's going to quell a bit of the problem of people coming without or not coming through the legal means. It's just a question of who do we want? How do we know when we're getting to too much, right? Like you don't think immigration is just a bad thing that we should be trying to restrict.
If say you take away also the reason for coming to the country to begin with, which would be benefits and jobs, do you think it would be more or less likely that they would enter illegally?
How would you do that?
So you would further restrict what type of benefits illegals can access.
What type of benefits do you think they access right now?
They can access some. I'm aware of that. They can't access SNAP or Medicaid. They can access Medicaid under limited circumstances.
Not really. They can.
You can.
They can go to the. Well, no, they can go to the emergency room, and some states have different laws. But in terms of federal Medicaid, they can only access what the emergency fund is, which only constitutes 1% of Medicaid, and that's with citizens as well. But it's just like, if you're bleeding out, they can go use an emergency room, which I would think is a good thing. I would hope that you would think if anyone's bleeding out, they should probably be able to go to the emergency room, or if they're having some sort of an emergency, right?
I don't think that's specifically true.
So you think
law makes it so anyone can access a hospital for the ER.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's not specific to Medicaid.
No, it's Medicaid that covers it for undocumented immigrants, and in the fund of Medicaid that covers it, it's 1% of what goes towards Medicaid, the Medicaid Emergency Fund.
So why should they be able to access state Medicaid benefits then?
Well, I think there's a lot of reasons. I think, for one, I think healthcare is a human right, but I know obviously we would disagree there. So I think on more pragmatic reasons that we might be able to agree on, if an undocumented immigrant is in this country and they have a disease that is transmissible, wouldn't you want that to be treated rather than to them to transmit it to citizens or possibly children?
Well, it's a fundamental, I basically view them as trespassers.
I agree with you, but I'm asking just from a simply pragmatic stance, if they had a transmissible disease, wouldn't it be better for them to get that treated rather than to risk spreading it to citizens? Because they're going to be here. I understand you think they're trespassing. You'd rather deport them, but the reality is you can't just snap your finger and Thanos them all gone, right? So if there's ones here with disease, wouldn't it be better for them to get that treated rather than to possibly spread it to citizens just because you don't think it's right for them?
Well, again, if it's a trespasser, what do you think I would do to a trespasser in my home or not just on my land? I would remove them, right?
Right. But I'm asking you in the sense, you understand that even with mass deportation, you're not going to pick up every last one, right? You understand that that's just not reality. There's going to be some, even if you do get everyone, it's going to take years. It's not just you're not going to do it in a day. You understand that's reality, right?
So therefore.
No, wait, but do you understand that that's reality?
Yeah.
Okay. So then what I'm saying is for that time, if there's undocumented immigrants here that have diseases that they could transmit to U.S. citizens, should they get that treated, or would you rather risk the U.S. citizens get it?
Well, why wouldn't you just capture them when they go for treatment then?
Okay, well, I mean, there's a lot of different reasons. It violates HIPAA and medical standards that we have in this country. But I'm just from a strictly pragmatic sense, the fact that that's not going to happen. You're not going to go to the doctor and you can't have ICE in every doctor's office. Are you saying that you would just rather this undocumented immigrant not get treated?
I mean, eventually you're going to deport them.
So however many lives get sick is fine to you. It's worth it.
I mean, there's U.S. citizens should U.S. citizens should get the priority of care in their country, right?
Right, but what if what if they have what if they have something like malaria or something that is measles, something that's eradicated here, but they come from a country where it's not as common, but now they're here, right? And I mean, our immune systems aren't built up as well to it. What if they get it on a baby who hasn't had their shots yet, and then that baby goes to die? You're saying that is worth it to you because they shouldn't get treatment?
I mean, that's a pretty wild if.
Right, but it's a hypothetical. I
think you should roll back the HIPAA requirements. I think if it's information that is against a non-citizen, then it can be used against them. And it should be used against them.
Right. I think all people have rights, and I think our Constitution is set up that way. And I think that is one of the most beautiful parts about America, personally.